Hello everybody. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's. I know we did here. Let's get back to work. I want to tell you about a property that we have under contract. This is one because of the holidays. I didn't do a lot and didn't advertise it. So now we've got to close it in just a few days. So it's going to be a super buy. So I want to tell you where it is. If you look at the screen here, you can see this is the Jacksonville area, and it is on the north side in an area called Riverview. This is an area where there have been several new houses built. Now it is more of a rental. There isn't a lot selling, but I believe in 5 or 6 years you'll be able to sell in here for good money again. These new houses were going for about 120, and a house like this was going for about 80 or 85. So hopefully those values will come back. Right now the value is in the cash flow because this is a fantastic cash flow property. Let's zoom in a little bit more. You can see this is the Ribault River. Property is right here at the intersection of Clyde and 10th Avenue. As we get closer, let's swap over to the satellite image. You can see it's right here on the corner. This is the home. It's on a corner lot. It's fenced. The entire property is fenced. It has a little shed, but it's in bad shape. We're going to tear it down here. It has a drive gate right here and a driveway. As you can see, it is a conventional home. It's concrete block with a hip roof. It does have a bath added right over here on the end. Okay, let's change views. And let's look at the property. As you look at this exterior right here, you see this spot on the roof? That really isn't anything wrong with the roof. There's a little piece of a limb that's been laying here, and somehow it's caused the rain to discolor differently. I never can figure what causes that, but the roof is perfectly fine. Okay, roof is in good condition. You got a couple of shutters hanging at an angle. They just weren't installed properly, and the house has been boarded up. The windows are all bad. This house will need new windows, but we'll go over that in the construction summary. Another shot, I'll step to the other side of the street just to kind of show you that it's a nice looking house. It really is. It needs the paint just to be touched up and the shutters to be straightened up, and then I'd paint the door and it'd look very nice. We might put a little bleach on the roof to bring it back, but we don't need new shingles or any repairs up there because it's all in good condition. Okay, one of the really nice things about this house is the kitchen. It has a custom kitchen that is very nice. As you can see, it has wood-edged counters. It has a microwave box right here. These are open shelves, lots of cabinets. You're only looking at less than half of the kitchen here. It has tile floors in the kitchen, tile on the walls. Here is the other half. In other words, you are seeing to right here, it comes here and it comes back this direction. So it is a very nice kitchen. It really is the showpiece of this particular home. There's the other side. A lot more cabinets than you're going to get in almost any house in this area. And for a rental property, it's a fabulous kitchen. Here is the hall bath. And this bath just needs cleaning. This just needs a little cleaning. The tub needs to be cleaned, and that won't be any problem whatsoever. Just a little tip, we found cleaning these tubs that you can go in and clean it like you'd wax your car. Use a cleaner wax, and they look like brand new. No chips or anything here. Just this bath just really needs a good cleaning, and it's a nice bath. Here's another picture, so you can kind of see what's going on there. Actually, I believe this, let me take another shot. Yeah, this is bath number 2. The baths are similar, so it kind of fooled me looking at this one. Notice the tub's a lot cleaner in this one. This is bath number 2. Now this bath was an addition to the house. When they did the addition, they must have had to go back in to fix some plumbing or something, because they cut the siding. They used concrete siding, or the concrete containing siding. It's the good stuff. But they cut it and they didn't go back and caulk it back up. So they got water intrusion in this wall. We're going to basically rebuild part of this wall. We're not going to disturb the tile, but we're going to reframe this wall in here and put some new siding on the outside. We're going to fix this problem, and when we do, we're going to replace the ceiling in this bath and most of this wall sheetrock here from about halfway down. So there's some issues here. We know exactly what they are, and we know exactly how to repair them. We'll go over that when I talk about the repairs to be done to this property. Here's what we're talking about. There was a cut. You see, they cut this too. They evidently just had somebody that didn't know what they were doing come over there and fix some plumbing. They didn't reseal the wall on the outside. We'll replace it up to about here. We'll seal it all. When you walk into this bath, when we're done, it'll be a new bath. So it has 2 full baths. It is a 4-bedroom house. Now the room I'm showing you here is a den. This den will go away. We'll put a wall right across here and a door here going into the living area. That will make this a laundry area here, which the washer and dryer is back in this closet. This will become a laundry area, and this will become a bedroom here. Back in this laundry area, they've let the washer overflow. The drywall is not soft, but we'll seal it. If we need to, we'll cut out from here down. So you can see where they've let it overflow and stain the carpet. Again, the windows just needs replacement windows. So that'll be bedroom number 4. This is the master bedroom. You can see where the bath has been added. That's what we just looked at in that bath. If you look at the ceilings are nicely textured. This home can be a very nice home with a little bit of repair. It's not a major rehab. We'll put new windows in, and then new carpet, fix that bath, and the rest of it is just very little things. That's another bedroom. Here's the third, excuse me, the third original bedroom. Okay, it's a little dark here, but I'm standing back toward the hallway looking at the front door. There's a large room here, very spacious. Over to the right here, there's a dining area, and this is the living area. This goes back into where the 4th bedroom would be. We'll put new light fixtures. I don't like ceiling fans, and these have been let sag. We'll just put some new light fixtures in there. Okay, back to the outside. This would be the 4th bedroom area. The washroom is back here. It has a newer electric service. This is the area where I told you this is the bath that was added on. That mildew you saw on the wall is coming through right here. Why they spliced this, I don't know. It looks to me like somebody came back after this room was built and got in there to do something and then didn't put it back like they should. But we'll fix it. Very easy fix here. This is the back side of the house. They actually have shutters on the back side of the house. Okay, now this needs a new unit, new air conditioning unit outside and inside. So your windows and your air conditioning unit and your carpet, that's most of your cost. The rest of it is just small cosmetics and that repair on the bath added. There's a hole here, and what's happened, this house is set open and the high school kids have come in probably to skip school. I'm sure one of them did that and took some paint that was left and put it here. Okay, that basically shows you the property. It's concrete block. This will be a great rental property. Very, very good rental property. You should be able to sell it in a few years if that's what you want to do. You know, my plan is never to sell my rentals, but everybody has a different plan. Okay, let's go and let's look at some numbers. We just talked about the items that this needs to be repaired. Let's go over the estimate on those items. And I did a real detailed estimate on this one. You know, as we were bidding on it, we wanted to make sure we got it, so we wanted to be as accurate as we can. We really did want this house, and we got a fantastic deal on it. So this includes converting it to a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. You can look, this is labor, material, subcontractor, and here's the total for each item. So this is detailed enough to serve as a scope of work also, because each item is separate. Pressure wash the exterior, yard work, demo the metal shed and dispose of it, even taking the boarding off the windows, fixing the shutters and painting the shutters. So everything is here. And you can go over this at your leisure. You can always come in and do a pause and just look it over as you, let's go down a little bit. And since I itemized everything in detail, it won't all fit on the same page here. This is the siding at the bath, $227. The fence, basically everything is here. Here are your windows, and this is our cost. 8 windows cost us about $1,400 for good, really good windows. And then we have our installation here of about 8 hours, about an hour a window to pull the old ones out and put the new ones in. So everything is here. Again, you can pause the video and look at this at your leisure, or you can email me, joe@joelocklear.com, and I'll send you the spreadsheet if you'd like. So everything is itemized here. Takes us down, including new carpeting, a new water heater, central heat and air right here. A total of about $13,500. That's my estimate of what it's going to cost. Now, this does not include any markup. If you want me to do this, I'm a general contractor, I'll do it, but I'm going to mark it up 20%. So that will be included when we look at the pro forma, but I want to show you what my cost actually is. We mark everything up 20% for our insurance on our overhead and our profit in the general contracting company. So $13,500 is my estimate of the cost. Okay, let's get down to what really counts, and that is how much money is to be made here. This property, we really bought it right. It actually has a lien on it of about $5,800. Now, I'm including that in the sales price. That'll all be paid when you buy it. But that allowed us to get in and do some negotiating, and we got a really good deal. So your purchase price, this is a, somewhere around a 1,400 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2-bath concrete block house with a good roof. I'm going to sell that at $25,300. That would be your purchase price on the property. Now, if you look at the rehab cost that I just went over, that your cost was $13,500. If you include a 20% markup and you don't do it, if you do it yourself, that's fine. But if you want us to do it, your total rehab cost would be about $16,200. It would be our actual cost plus 20%, which is the 20% is included in the $16,200. I threw $1,000 in there for closing costs or whatever you may need to spend. After repaired value, this is a guess. Really don't know. I don't really suggest these types of houses you're going and borrowing money on them. They're much better for a cash deal, or especially for a deal to do within a self-directed IRA. But I'm thinking right now, if you had to get an appraisal after these repairs, it would be about $55,000. Again, that's just a guess based on my experience. Monthly rent, I see I've got it at $900, but we're getting $950 for some and $1,000 for some 4 bedrooms. I'm going to increase this to let's do $925. I feel real comfortable with the $925 a month. Okay, so at an 80% loan to value, it's basically a break even. So if you didn't want to go borrowing money and you could only borrow 70, then you're going to have to leave 10% in here, or $4,000 or $5,000 of your own money. But if you're going to put cash in, that doesn't matter. And this pro forma is done as a cash pro forma. These are inflation factors. How much do I think the value is going to go up, and how much are expenses going to increase due to inflation? I put 2% in here. If inflation is more, then you'll make more money, and I'll show you that on the next sheet. Okay, that puts your basis for everything we went over at $42,500. You're also going to need to put in appliances. I suggest new appliances. So your basis in here is going to be about $43,500 if you don't do your own repairs. Would be about $3,300 less if you do your own repairs. Okay, your cash flow calculates out to about $594 per month. That is after all expenses. So let's go to the next page, what I call my breakdowns page, and let's look at that. This brings over the numbers that we just put in. 25.3 purchase price, 16.2 rehab cost, $1,000 for closing. Put your basis at 42.5, 55,000 appraisal. That doesn't mean much if it's a cash deal. Got the rent at 9.25. I put a 5% vacancy and a 5% reserves for maintenance. So you have a 10% factor for vacancy and maintenance. This house will probably go HUD, and HUD has a very low vacancy ratio. And since you're doing a nice rehab and it's concrete block, you may be able to beat these numbers. I put in 10% for management. I suggest everyone use a property manager. I use a property manager. I don't even manage my own properties. So, and then I put in the actual real estate taxes from the tax rolls. It's $86 a month. And I put in $60 for property insurance. Now, when you look at all that, it comes down to you're in at about $43.5. Again, that includes your appliances. You have a $594 a month spendable income net coming back to you. That is a cash-on-cash return of 16%. So this is an excellent, excellent margin. Now, let's look at what happens in the future. Here's your breakdown. Instead of percentages, these are just numbers. Comes to the $594 net spendable. If you look at this, what this does, it runs out a 10-year projection. The key to that projection is the inflation factor. Now, this is only looking at a 2% inflation factor. So what happens? You might say, well, that evens out because your rent goes up, but so do your expenses. Yes, but expenses are only a small percentage of rent. So your return actually increases. Inflation is the residential investor's friend. Let's see what happens. This 2% factor here applies to expenses. Here are your expenses. They start out at $331 a month and your rent at $925. So what happens? You start out with your 2%. When you get to the 10th year, your net has increased from $594 to $755. That's probably over 20% return. But the reason it increases is because as you are able to raise rents over the years and expenses go up with them, the expenses are a small percentage of the rent. And your equity, of course, builds. Your equity starts out, if you pay cash, at about $55,000. But just that little 2% per year in 10 years brings you up to $67,000. So this is the basic pro forma on this particular property. It is an excellent buy, and one reason it's an excellent buy is we bought it right. When we buy one right, we pass that on to our customer. Now, if you're serious about this house, if you want to tie it up, I believe we paid a $1,500 binder. We need that $1,500 binder, and we'll need to close quickly. Now, if you can't close that quickly, I can probably get you some interim funding. That won't be a problem. What I need is a commitment on this one. So if you want this property, you need to call us as soon as possible. The address is 9088 10th Avenue. You can call me, Joe Locklear, at 904-813-9526. And I will give you the door code, or you can email me and I will give you the door code to be able to get in and take a look. Okay, you have any questions, just call me. Again, Joe Locklear, 904-813-9526. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.